let me recite a poem for you. 'Twas a game of dice and speed. 'Twas a dame of thrice the greed. The art looks pretty and freed from a book of insanity decreed. 'Tis the game, play me. It is a game that shame me. This my rolling skills of shit that put me in a losing fit. You chase a wild rabbit while you form a line and guard with dice of your color that matches your card. The game has dice in it, many of them too. You roll them before me, your advantage you skew. So be quick, my child, be swift, old pal, for play me is here, and play me you shall. In Play Me, you try to form a line from 1 to 6. You have 6 dice, and you need to start from 1, and then add a 2, and then add a 3, and then add a 4, and then add a 5, and add a 6. Once you reach 6, once you've made a line of 6 dice of 6 each, you shout, "Play me," hit the white rabbit tile, you slam it, it's on the table in the center. You say, "Play me!" When you hit the white rabbit, you go insane. And then you have to win again to win the game. Simple. It's really fast, really quick, plays in about 5 to 10 minutes, plays up to 6 players. There are 3 actions you can do with each roll. First, a player shouts out, "Play me!" And then everyone rolls the dice all together. And then you can do one of 3 actions. One of them is advance, which means if you have a 1 in the roll you've just rolled and you have no dice yet played in your line, you can place that 1 and say, "Advance." You always announce the action that you've done out loud so everyone can hear, because you will be following what everyone else is doing through the sound. So this game has both a sound component as well as a visual component, right? The moves that the players make, because it's in real time, everyone is rolling all together, right? You will know where the players next to you are so that you know when to block them and when to just advance through the number of times they have said advance, and you need to actually hear them. So that's a really cool dynamic that this game has, which I don't see very often, or I have not seen at least in my experience of board games. So what happens is, you advance, you shout, "Advance," and you place the 1 in. Now you need to roll a 2 to be able to advance again. But once you've made an action, you can't do anything else. You have to grab the rest of the dice and roll them again. So the speed at which you do the action, make a decision, allow you to roll again so that you can advance and move along, right? You do one of 3 actions. The first is advance, as I said. The second is block. So you can choose a player who is playing the game, right, with you see where they are on their line, and if you happen to have the next dice that is required for them to advance, you can instead place your die in there and say, "Block." And for them to be able to advance, they need to first spend an action to unblock that. Where people sit makes a difference for you, because you want to block the people who are close to you, because you want to physically place your die in their line, which they're forming in front of them. So you want to be able to reach them, right? If someone's sitting 6 places away or far away where you can't reach, right, you most of the time won't be having any confrontation with him, but you will have confrontation with the player on your right and the player on your left and possibly the player in front of you. So those are the 3 people that you keep in mind what they're doing, so that as soon as you roll a die that you know you should be blocking them, you just start block, boom, place in their line and roll your dice again. Everyone is rolling whenever they do their action. So the first one, we all start together. We're probably all rolling crazily. So essentially you're going to be doing 3 things. Rolling the dice, listening to your friends, and screaming out which action you're going to do out of all those 3. All together. It's really frantic. Dice are rolling. Some dice fall off the table and you run frantically to go get your dice so that you can continue rolling. Some dice go into the other player's rolling area, you know, because each of the players kind of sort of reserve, "This is my part of the table. Here is where I roll my dice." So, because it's a dice game, the designer has put in various measures to make the game a little less lackluster. One of these is an actually cool mechanic, which is the cards. Each player plays a character, right? And each character has an ability. Some of them don't allow you to block, some start already with a 1 down. All of them have an ability which you put into play at the beginning of the game. Everyone starts on the wonder side, which is the side with the nice, colorful one. Then there is the madness side. Now, this is cool. When a player wins a game, he turns to the madness side, and on the madness side, the power turns into a disadvantage. So there you have, if there are 6 players, and one of them has won the game, he turns to the madness side, and now that player has a disadvantage over the rest, so that it could give a chance to the other players to win as well. If he wins again, while he's on the madness side, he wins the game. Simple as that. The strategy that you put in here is how fast you can make decisions and how much you can cognitively keep on listening to the players on your side so that you block them at key moments. Some of the abilities allow for some cool interactions. For example, Alice, when she goes onto her madness side, her disadvantage is that she cannot advance anymore once she's reached 4 until one of the others has reached 5. The game includes a few variants as well right within in the box. There's the one variant, the Jabberwocky variant, which is pretty cool, I thought. If all players have won a game and everyone's on their madness side, right, you could have a sort of the normal way, which is whoever wins the next one wins the game, right? But you could extend it a little further by playing the Jabberwocky variant. And what happens is one player becomes the Jabberwocky, and essentially we flip the rabbit style over to the other side, the Jabberwocky side, and they cover up their character card with the Jabberwocky tile. So the Jabberwocky tile, you place it on top of your card like that, and now you read a new ability. And the thing is here, everyone who was previously mad turns back to their wonder side and starts the game over, while the Jabberwocky has a new ability. The Jabberwocky's ability is actually pretty cool because it's one of the abilities that allows the Jabberwocky to take control of the game. So if he rolls a triple, so he rolls 3 1s, 3 2s, 3 3s, whatever, he may shout, "Stop!" And everyone takes back all of their progression, or everything they've done back into their hand, and starts over. So yes, it is rare that you do get a triple. You're rolling 6 dice. But when that happens, that is really a sort of reset mechanic, which may drive some of the players crazy, but may give the players who are losing because of luck or something else another chance to go. It lengthens the game, not significantly, maybe by another 5 minutes, because essentially you just play it twice. This is a really fast, light dice rolling game, which you can play many of in succession, with amazing art and decent replay value because of all the tight finishes. It's got a few variants, so you can vary the situation a little bit, and great components. Bad stuff about it, well, the gameplay doesn't really have that much depth. It's mostly you just progress, you plow through and see if you win. Yes, there is the different conditions and the mitigation, which happens for those who always tend to win or happen to be lucky. There is some mitigation of luck, but there isn't depth in the gameplay. If you like prior planning or games with significant depth, this obviously will not be the thing for you, but what we have here is a game where you need quite a bit of dexterity and concentration, because you have to listen to the players on each side and in front of you and around you to be able to subconsciously almost keep track of where they are, so that when you roll the die and you see that you can't advance, you know where you have to place your die. But placing your die means physically putting it over there, so you can't listen too far ahead, and that you can only listen to the players around you, which you can reach through placing the die there. Considering the length, considering the ease of explaining the rules, how simple and easy it is to get people into it, how beautiful the art is, and how much people like looking at it. This is one of these like shiny objects that would get anyone to play. You have semi-transparent, gorgeous looking dice, you have art, which is amazing, nice and colorful, and when you see someone playing it on a table, everyone is just screaming and rolling dice frantically, like their lives depend on it. I mean, if I see someone playing this on the table, I will have to go check what the heck they are doing. For this reason, this game might get more playtime than something which I personally might enjoy more, because of what it is, and how fast it is, and how quick it plays, and how much people will enjoy it. Alright. I'm okay. Alright. Alright.